Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. This is John with Addicted to Fishing, and today we're going to talk about chatterbait, but we're going to talk about mini chatterbaits. And that's just one of them, the Z-Man Flashback. And as usual, I don't have everything pulled out. But I've also made some myself. This is a VMC Boxer head. But I wanted to pull a couple of these out just to kind of show you what we're talking about. I've got a few trailers, and I'm going to talk about how I fish them. Yeah, we're pretty much going to cover that gamut right now, guys. So I have a whole bunch of these little Flashback minis, and I love these little guys. This is the little 1/16 size. These trailers are, even though it's a Z-Man, these are not Elastec. They are okay. I will use them because they do come with them. But I do like a little Keitech on the back. This one I just cut the boot tail off, dipped it in a little chartreuse dye. But if you go out and you're buying the Flashback Mini, this is the 1/8 ounce, and this is how it's going to come. Okay, this one, gold black. So it's got the gold head, and then they got the silver. And then that's like a black with purple hue. It's this one here. And you can really see in that light, that purple. Great little bait. A couple different things with that bait that I'm targeting. Targeting river smallmouth, white bass, spotted bass, sauger, saugeye, crappie, bluegill. Pretty much anything will bite these. I have caught a couple 2-3 pound largemouth on them. Not specifically fishing for those guys, but when I'm up fishing in the tailwater of East Fork Lake, that's a little Miami River. There's a little bit of everything in there, and they definitely all the species enjoy them. Just like its full size counterpart, this chatterbait, that bait out, or that blade out in front, is kind of giving you this erratic motion. You're throwing this on. I'm throwing this either on a BFS setup. If you have BFS gear, great. These work great on that. If not, you can fish it on the old school finesse, which is a spinning rod, spinning reel, little 1,000, 2,000 size reel, 1,500 size reel, anywhere from 2 to probably 6 pound. Line is what I use. You could use a fluorocarbon. You could use mono. If you're around a lot of grass and you felt like you needed straight braid, that's fine. I wouldn't go anything heavier than probably like 10 pound braid. A lot of the reels I do run a cheap braid on the back, and then that way I can use a good mono in the front, like something like the Trilene Sensoline. But you're going to fish these just the same as you would the full-size counterpart. You can throw these guys out, let them fall to the bottom, and hop them up off the bottom, let them fall, hop and fall, hop and fall. You can mid-water column, running them deep, mid, upper water column. You can definitely burn these things, fish them more like a spinner bait, and they work really, really effectively. I went out, I believe it was this past spring, went up to the Maumee River to catch to get on the white bass run up in northern Ohio. And the other guys were fishing a straight curly tail grub, and they were catching a few. We never got into the real hot spots where they were loaded, but I definitely was out catching them with the chatterbait mini. It's actually the Flashback. There is another size up from this that's the mini, and then there's like the standard size. I'm not covering any of those today. couple of the baits that I'll use, I have to cut these down. And I save the ones that I'm throwing, and like the head area gets ripped off. But you just modify this down. You could cut it down into that first fin, and it works really great. So a little spark shed works great. A little bit bigger profile. Some of the normal ones that I'll throw on there. This one's by Lake Fork. And they call this Baby Shad. It's 2.25 inches. This is black chartreuse silver flake. It's a little Zaco style bait. Works really, really well. Another kind of Zaco style bait is the Z-Man Shad Fries. And these are by Lost Creek. These are 3-inch shad. This is called Gold Shad. Any of those little small, real small paddle tail swim baits work really, really good. The thing is if you keep the paddle tail on, you got to rig them upside down so that that tail is not interfering with the blade. I just picked these up, and I'm going to try these out. I think they're going to be a little too big for the Flashback Mini, but they'll definitely be okay with the smaller. And I'll grab them real quick to show you the next size up that I have. But the Yamamoto Zaco, I think those, and it's primarily where I'll put that spark shed to use. It works really, really well. I apologize, guys. I didn't really plan to go into this bait, but I'll cover this one too while I'm at it. Another great choice if you're downsizing. Again, guys, we're trying to match the hatch. This time of the year, late fall, winter, real early spring, where these little bitty chatterbaits come in. This is kind of like the Flashback Mini, except for it's a full skirted version. But I think there's new, what size are they? 3-inch Zaco. Yeah, the little 3-inch Zaco will pair up nicely with that. So if you're wanting to just fully customize it, no skirt, boom. Skirted version, boom. And I carry and keep a lot of those and a lot of your basic colors. You know, if I'm going skirted, guys, it's pretty much cut and dry. You know, a white, a shad imitator, a black and blue for that dirty to stained water, low light situations, a chartreuse and white, and chartreuse and black barred. That's it. That's all I carry. Now the difference in these two, again, is just the skirt. Again, if these have that hole in skirt, I like the hole in skirt a lot better than I do the ones that have the bands on them. But these Flashback Minis are a great way to go. You can get into using, you know, this is that finesse jig, or that finesse swim bait head by Do It. You could use this and add it like a spinner bait. But the difference between that and this actual chatterbait style is night and day difference. If you're wanting that chatterbait reaction bite or that chatterbait style, pick yourself up with the chatterbait Flashback Mini, or these little mini chatterbaits with a trailer on them. If my skirt gets all whacked, no matter if it's the smaller ones or the full size, that's okay by me, because I run them naked and fish them just like this. You know, it's like these trailers, or these little trailers, the little soft plastic come with them, and they're okay. They do catch fish, but I like to fully customize it myself, put my own favorite trailer on it. Anything in that little 2.5 inch, 3-inch, maybe pushing it, maybe a little bit too much weight for that bait. I haven't had a chance to fish it. Like I said, when I did use a spark shad, it was one that smallmouth had chewed up, and I had it cut way back, and it was probably, this already starts as 3 inches. I probably had cut off a good inch, so it was more like a 2-inch spark shad. It did work really, really well. I did run it upside down like this one, and then I didn't like the way the tail was impeding with it, so I did cut the tail off, just like I did on this little Keitech. Just give it more of that pintail. Any of the little pintail trailers, and I don't think I have one right offhand. But you could use like this flat-nosed minnow on there. You could use these little reel sticks. These are 2-inch. They're power baits. You know, any of that little small micro bait works really, really well. I like throwing it, and I like keeping it in my arsenal, again, because it matches the hatch this time of the year. And that's really what you're doing. This is when you're going to totally downsize from that full-size chatterbait with this big old 4-inch trailer on the back, 4.5-inch, even 5-inch trailer. You don't want all that. You want that downsized micro profile. And this is, you know, how it comes standard from Z-Man. And I just kind of matched it up. You know, you can see their bait, the way that they suggested it be fished, and my bait. You can see they're pretty much the same. I just like this pintail, and I like getting that action. You could use little crawls on the back if you want more of them kickers and flappers in the back. You could use your favorite Ned bait on the back, little stick worms. You could use pretty much whatever you want on the back. Just find what the fish are wanting, how they're reacting to it. And more than importantly is what you're having confidence in. And that's the key, guys, to really catching more fish and having more success, is finding what you have confidence in and what's going to work for you. The way I store these guys, I have my little terminal box. It's got some swim baits in it, or swim bait heads, things like that. Other than that, I do have a Plano deep box. It's got a lot of my swim bait stuff in it. A couple packs of them. You know, guys, you can see I throw a lot of them. There's 5 or 6 there. Another 3 that have been unopened. A couple that I've made myself. But that's how I'm storing it. It's a great little box for me. So if I go out on a day and I need to have my swim bait stuff, and I'm definitely throwing them flashback minis, they're all right here. I'm eventually going to put most of my little chatter baits in there too. And that way I can have myself a little day box. But again, here's a regular chatter bait. If I've got one out of the package, and I do. You know, you see the other ones. You're going to get that same action from this guy and that flashback mini. It's unbelievable how similar they are in the way that it draws the fish to them. So guys, if you're looking for a little micro, match the hatch size. Don't sleep on that flashback mini. Don't sleep on the little smallest of small chatterbaits that have the skirt on them. Again, if your skirt falls off, not a big deal. Sometimes I just rip the skirt off because I don't want that full profile, but I want that little bit bigger head, and it works great. And then if I need to, I can get some small skirts and replace them. I do have a bunch of skirts back here. But anyway, guys, that's a great little tool for you, especially towards the winter, late fall, winter, early spring. You know, when you're finding those little bitty bait fish, you need the little bitty baits. Yes, you can still go out and throw your favorite 5-6-inch glide bait, and you're looking for that one big bite. But believe me, I've had some, for what I'm fishing with, ultralight tackle, you know, 4-pound test, and a little bitty flashback mini on a little thin wired hook, and you get a 3-pound largemouth on, and you got the fight of your day on. It's a lot of fun. If I'm going out to catch a pile of fish, I'm definitely I definitely want to downsize. But anyway, guys, if you haven't hit that subscribe button, please do. The channel is continuing to grow, and I do appreciate that. Again, I just want to get some information out to you, how I'm doing things, different baits that I'm using, and help you guys catch more fish. I hope my information does that for you. Maybe it's some things that you already know or you're already doing, but you haven't done it in a while. And it may pique your interest to get that bait back out that you haven't used in a while. I know I get in that cycle too. I'll find a new bait that just catches and catches and catches and catches, and then I have a hard time going back to something. But those old baits still work great. So anyway, guys, if you haven't hit that subscribe button, please do. Thank you. I appreciate you. Comment, like, share. We'll see you in the next one.